What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DGS. So, we were going into the storeroom in the last video, but I had skipped over certain parts in the script where we were still actually looking at stuff outside in the pawn shop area. So we're gonna go back a little bit and actually do that examination before we handle the storeroom stuff. So let's start with that. Let's examine the shelf, apparently.
This shelf is a discount corner for all the unclaimed pawn items that are being sold.
Quite a mountain of junk, isn't it? Who's gonna buy any of this? Like this horse statue, for example. I don't know, you would probably.
Well, sometimes there are incredible treasures mixed in there. Is something wrong, Naruhodō-kun?
At a glance, it looks like a mountain of junk, but when you look at each item individually, I kinda can't help wanting some of it. Like this horse statue, for example.
Oh, I have a feeling that's just what Mr. Hachi was going for.
Now he wants the horse statue, goodness. As I recall, this was sitting here yesterday too. It pops open if you lift the hatch, but I can't get it to go back to how it was before.
Ah, that's a folding stereoscope.
Huh? This is a stereoscope? Homesan showed me a thing the other day that allows you to see photos in 3D. But it was that large device sitting in the corner there.
Oh, that one, see, is for display. You can switch out the 3D pictures in it. This is a simple stereoscope that you can play with at home. There are even shops that specialize in 3D photos. I've got one of my own, of course.
Really like primitive 3D effects before we got 3D in movies in this time and day and age. Did I accidentally close something out? I don't know. Whoops. We are still examining something. What are we examining? Clocks? Not those clocks. What clock? I'm assuming, well, examining clock doesn't work, so I'm assuming we're examining the music clock, the music box.
These are music boxes. You have them in your country too, right, Naruhodō-kun?
But I've never seen or heard a giant one like this.
Okay then, you want to try listening to it for a bit?
Is this even in the official soundtrack? Because I don't remember this playing in the official soundtrack when I got it.
So? It sounds really pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make a really beautiful sound, but I can feel the beat officer staring really hard at us.
Oh well, if they say anything about it, we can just drag Greggy-san over here.
There's no standing up to Iris-chan, is there? Okay, now that we've finished that, let us actually go to the storeroom. I think that's all we could examine out here, so let's do it. Move? Stopping for a moment to let the translation play through. Because I didn't actually do that in the last one. My bad. Why can't we just hit the door to get in? Anyway, so let's skip forward a little bit and let's talk to Gregson. The situation at the crime scene. So Detective Gregson, about the crime scene. It's just what it looks like, exchange student. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing beyond and nothing within. Iris-chan, a little help here?
Hey, Greggy-san, about the crime scene.
Yes, of course. I'll tell you all about it. When our officers rushed to the scene last night, this room, which contains only one door, was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken. Was that done by the police?
Yes, I had them oh so carefully smashed it to bits. Carefully?
Ah.
Then, as you saw, the victim was lying on the floor. And beside his body was that loathsome pickpocket pocket.
You mean Jeannie? She's my friend.
Oh! And Miss Jeannie, Miss Gina, the poor dear, was sleeping there peacefully. He's talking about Gina-san as if she were dead. It's true, when I looked in, she seemed to have fainted. And all the while, Miss Gina was holding the murder weapon, a pistol in her hand. The pistol lying on the floor over there, huh? And in her pocket was the key to that door.
What? The key to the storeroom?
The storeroom was locked from the inside, correct? Indeed, and so the young lady's friend was... Well, I suppose we should say she was in a bit of a sticky wicket. Gina's gonna... not Gina. Iris is gonna start crying. Oh, of course, personally, I'm sure there must be some mistake. Yare yare. About Holmes.
Greggy-san, what happened with the surgery? Is Holmesy feeling better?
Yes. Well, let's see. So,
what is it? Why do you seem so uncomfortable?
Don't tell us Holmes-sama has... Wait. No, that's still Sasato's line.
Don't tell me Holmes-sama has...
For some reason, Ryūnosuke has been written on this thing. Whoopsies. Good thing I can read a little bit of kanji. No. The surgery was completely successful. It's just, how do I put this?
Spit it out!
Yes, ma'am! Mr. Holmes' surgery was performed using the newest general anesthesia. General anesthesia? Is that even possible? It's a dream-like new technology that allows surgery to be completed while the patient is asleep.
In Japan, the most we can do is use laughing gas while a cavity is removed.
It's just, well, the latest technology has its downside too. The medicine didn't work that well, and it took several hours just for him to fall asleep. But now that the surgery's done, he still hasn't woken up.
Huh?
How much did you give him? No one's sure if it's because the anesthesia or Mr. Holmes is just plain old knackered. For now, the doctor's hands are tied and they said all they can do is wait and see.
Oh, Holmesy.
The moment he opens his eyes, you'll be the first I notify, young lady. That's Holmes-san for you. Looks like it couldn't just go smoothly. Sounds about right, to be honest. Alright, we're done talking, so let's start examining. Look at the shelf on the right. Okay, look on the right then. The pawn items in the shop is holding on to seems to be packed in here pretty tightly.
There's just so much. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments. There are even some large paintings.
These bits of various people's lives are quietly collecting dust here. There's kind of a soothing air about this place, though. If only there weren't a blood stain on the floor and all these noisy police officers around. Well, I'm dreadfully sorry about that. Great! I'm glad everyone can read Naruhodo's mind. Let's look at the blood stain here. There's a chalk outline of where the victim, Hachi-san's dead body, was found.
Oh, Mr. Hachi was such a nice man.
By the way, he was shot only once. It seems to have passed right through his heart. He likely breathed his last at the very second he was hit. By the way, the substance left on the floor must be blood, right?
Iris-sama, we regret having to ask this of you when you're already in such distress, but... It's alright. Time to bring out this baby, I guess. So this is the color of the reaction to Hatsama's blood. It's completely different from the sample we found in the other room. In that case, let's make a note of the sample we found here as well.
Blood distinction sample. A blood sample taken with Holmes-san's custom-made chemicals. Reacts by turning a different color depending on whose blood it is. Currently, there are 2 samples. Okay, so they're not the same. Good to know. Whoops. Let's look at the gun. This is a pistol, isn't it? A real one.
It may even be the murder weapon that stole Hatsama's life. What's wrong, you two? You seem to be backing away. You see, this is my first opportunity to see a real gun.
I don't exactly have fond memories of my last encounter with a pistol. But this must be the one Hatsan had yesterday.
I, Hat, would have no choice but to apologize with my death.
It's the pistol he used then. Then, last night, when I peered through the small window in the door of the storeroom. I'm pretty sure this is the pistol that Gina-san was holding.
Hatsama said he always kept just one bullet in it. It looks like that one bullet was fired. The gun's empty now.
So this pistol was fired just once. Look at this red chest. There's only one thing in this storeroom that shows signs of having been rifled through. And that's this. What's wrong, Iris-chan?
This is the box that contained the manuscript I'd written. Eh?
Iris-chan's unannounced manuscript. She said it was called The Hound of the Baskervilles. Don't tell me.
See, that would mean that Holmes had sold that inconvenient manuscript without telling you, Iris. Let's check. Inside this document. Box. Okay.
I like how they physically show up in there.
Iris-sama's manuscript is still safe inside.
It was? Isn't that great, Iris-chan?
Yeah. Of course, I believe what Holmesy told me, but I can't help but being a little relieved anyway.
And yet her smile still seems a little conflicted. Iris's manuscript. The unannounced novel manuscript that Holmes had the victim keep for him at his pawn shop. The title is The Hound of the Baskervilles. Oh, looks like we're gonna present that manuscript to Gregson, so let's do it. Oops, that's a move. This is the young lady's.
Yep, my new manuscript. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Didn't we already establish not to mention the title? What a fascinating title! So then, is there any mention of a Gregson in there, again?
I wonder. I don't really remember.
Oh, I see! Then I guess it'll be a surprise, won't it? Well, even if you make an appearance, it probably won't be a very impressive one. I'll arrest you, you bloody shyster! Ooh! I just can't used to this radical difference. Which claim ticket were we looking at? The one with the blood? Yeah, I guess we're looking at that.
Naruhodō-sama. To tell the truth, I can't help being a touch curious.
What a coincidence, me neither.
This reddish stain here.
It looks like blood, doesn't it?
Just as I
thought. In that case,
Yes, this is a job for Iris-sama.
let's show Iris-chan before we forget. A claim ticket for something at the victim's Mr. Hatch's pawn shop. There's something on it that appears to be a bloody fingerprint. It's probably Mango Doll's, actually. Okay, well, we can't do it in here. We actually have to leave and go back outside and then talk to Iris that way. Alright. It's kind of strange. I don't know, game limitations. Okay, so let's present the...
Oh, this certainly looks like blood.
It looks like it was left by a glove, and leather gloves at that.
All right, then let's leave the rest to this baby.
What color is Mango Doll's blood? Wait, no, it's not Mango Doll. It's, Mr. Mortar. My mistake. It's gotta be Mr. Mortar's blood.
It's another new color, isn't it? Well, since we went to the trouble of finding it, we may as well make a note of this sample as well.
I don't have a note for this if it comes up.
I hope we eventually find out who all this blood belongs to.
I wonder about this blood.
Ah, could it be Mr. Naruhodō-kun? Do you know who this blood belongs to?
I don't know. Actually, I do know. I feel like I might know whose blood this is. Not because of the color, though. I used a little deduction.
Yeah, I think I know too. Oh, you too, Iris-sama? Incidentally, who do you think it was, Naruhodō-kun?
I think the name of the owner of this blood might be... Okay, so this hasn't changed. I forgot to mention this to my translator. So, the first time I went through this, she had, okay, this is what the translation gives me. Kazude Mango Doll, Thrice-Based Mortar, Sherlock Holmes, and Hatch. So, obviously these two are wrong. This is Gina Lestrade, and this is Thrice-Baked Mortar, so there is no Sherlock Holmes on this list. But the answer is Thrice-Baked Mortar. Thrice-Baked Mortar, son?
What was that little question for at the end?
Well, you see, it's already been 2 months since that case. I had never met the victim, so I was starting to forget his name. Either way, I'm pretty sure that about the thrice-baked part, at least.
The victim. In the case 2 months ago. In that case, you're right. It was the Mason Mortar-sama. So then, in other words, this bloodstain was left behind 2 months ago.
Yes, that's what I think. Gina-san brought this claim ticket here to the pawn shop yesterday, and at that time, the blood was already there.
Which would mean that this blood got on there during the murder that happened 2 months ago.
Come to think of it, during that murder, if I remember correctly, Mango Doll-sama was wearing leather gloves.
When you see someone collapse in front of you, the only humane thing to do is to try to help them up, wouldn't you say? I reached out to him, paying little mind to the blood soaking into my leather gloves.
The blood stain left here appears to be from the thumb of someone wearing leather gloves. But Mango Doll-san himself wasn't hurt anywhere at the time, which would make the owner of the blood on those gloves the victim in that murder, Mr. Mortar. That's the only choice.
Wow. Naruhodō-sama, you sound just like Home-sama.
Wouldn't that mean that my conclusion is just a little off then?
I think your deduction is spot on. Alright then, let's make sure to make a note of it in the court record.
The blood stain left on it belongs to Mr. Mortar. There are currently 3 samples now to the blood distinction sample thingy folder. Okay. Let's present the manuscript.
My manuscript.
Looks like good care was taken care of it, huh? By Hatch's-san's shop.
Yeah, but I can't help thinking it's strange. I worked so hard at writing it, and yet I was told that this was the only story I couldn't announce. I wonder why Holmesy wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't know, but I guess all you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you.
What if? It's because Holmesy doesn't feature prominently enough in it, or something.
I wonder. Somehow I don't feel like I can say with complete certainty. There's no way that's the reason. Okay, backing up now. Let's go back to the storeroom. Okay. Sorry, I had to read. Which claim ticket am I presenting? I have 2 claim tickets, but I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to give. Probably the one in the pocket? Okay, this was... Okay, I'm just gonna try. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the right dialogue, though. Detective, would you mind taking a look at this? Ah, one of the shop's claim tickets, huh? Seems that he doesn't have any sort of special paper prepared. He just writes them on the back of whatever bits of paper he has close at hand. That's the claim ticket that pickpocket used to withdraw Mangadol's coat, isn't it? No, this is a different one. What's that? You got a lot of nerve disagreeing with the detective's conclusion when you're just a blackie. Eh?
But it isn't that one, Greggy-san.
It's not, is it? I suspected as much from the beginning. So then, just what sort of item is it for?
This, see, is the second claim ticket.
The second one? It seems that Mangadol brought one other item to this pawn shop. He did. Did he?
It seems that we should ask for the details on this.
Let's try talking to the detective one more time. I guess I picked... Yes, okay, I picked the right one. Thank goodness. Alright, second claim ticket. This was in the pocket of Mr. Mangadol's coat. What? Then that coat pocket had... The disc you confiscated and this claim ticket inside, yes. Ugh, I guess I should have had the police take it back with them for a thorough investigation.
According to this claim ticket, Mangadol-sama had the shop hold onto one more thing for him.
Small box, huh? That's what's written on the claim check.
Hey, got any ideas, Greggy-san? This means that somewhere in the shop, there's one more item that Mangadol pawned.
Certainly. You're right. He doesn't know. Please don't look at me with those expectantly sparkling eyes, young lady. I feel like I'm being crushed. This is your chance to shine, Detective Gregson. Shut up, Blackie! I did notice one thing. According to the date on the claim check, the pickup deadline has already passed.
Ah, you're right. Pawn items are only held for 2 months, aren't they? So then, this small box is no longer here in the storeroom.
That's what it would mean. It would have become an unredeemed pawn item.
In which case, it might be on the shelves with the other unredeemed pawn items.
Shelves, huh? We better go check. there's no point. There are an incredible number of unredeemed pawn items out there that fit the description of a small box. On top of that, it's not recorded in the ledger which one was Mango Doll's. Shit. Well, I think we can deduce a couple of things. We had a coat with a music box disc, and more than likely the small box may be a music box to actually play the disc. Because remember when Holmes was saying that he couldn't make the song play anything that made sense with any of the music box he had at home. So what if it was a music box that could play that disc? Anyway, I just lost where I was.
But I think we should still check, just to be sure.
Yes, of course. Why won't we won't know until we check, will we? Yada yada.
That startled me. That dirty old Hachi's setting a trap like that.
Oh, I think it just went off because it's an hour now? No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a trap.
Is it that late already? I think we better go see Gina-sama soon.
Gina-san?
To ask whether she'll be leaving her defense in tomorrow's trial in your hands. I feel that we should confirm that one last time.
Well then, I guess we're not checking the shelf.
Come to think of it, Naruhodō-kun. Did you say that? She could tear up the defense request if she didn't want you.
Huh? Did I really say that?
You certainly did. You sure did. The deadline for the processing for tomorrow's trial is approaching fast.
I guess we better go see Gina-san one more time. Let's do it. But we still need to check the shelf, but I guess we're not doing that. Shrugs. We need to get her defense confirmation. That's important. Otherwise there'd be no point checking the shelf anyway. Let's go! Same day at 5:41 p.m. Detention Center. Solitary Confinement Cell 13. Gina-san, you're back. I was expecting her to take out her freaking smoke gun again.
They seem to have finished her questioning. You must be tired, Jeannie. It must have been tough, huh?
Huh? Yeah. I'm fine, though. Thank you for your help earlier. We were able to investigate Hatch-san's shop. I see.
Don't you want to hear about our investigation? We've been working hard on it. Well, I don't need to hear about it, right? Everyone saying you did it. Really?
Gina-san, we came to hear your final answer. What answer do you mean? About whether you'll be entrusting your defense in tomorrow's trial to me.
The deadline for the processing of the forms with the court is nearly upon us.
I see. Gina-san, doesn't seem as energetic as usual since we got here. Even if you put up a strong front, uncertainty still creeps in. I remember that well. Okay, we will talk to Gina and see if she'll let us take her up to her defense in the next video. I'll see you guys then.